You don't lack discipline. You lack dopamine in the right places. And until you understand that distinction, every morning routine, every habit stack, every motivational video is just noise. Here's what's actually happening inside you. Right now, while you sit here, your brain is running a cost-benefit calculation it runs thousands of times a day. The question it's asking, is this worth the energy? And somewhere along the way, your brain learned the wrong answer. Because every time you scrolled a feed, checked a notification, skipped the hard thing for something easier, your brain got a hit of dopamine. Small, fast, effortless. And the hard thing? The workout, the deep work, the project you've been putting off? Nothing. Not because hard things don't matter, but because your brain is pattern matching based on history. And the history says easy equals reward, hard equals pain. That's not laziness. That's not weakness. That's not who you are. That is a miscalibrated reward system, and it can be fixed. But here's what no one tells you about how. Most people try to force discipline through willpower, white-knuckle their way through the hard thing, fight the urge, push through the resistance. And it works. For about 3 days. Then the crash, the relapse, the guilt, and the quiet voice that says, maybe I'm just not built for this. But here's the reframe that changes everything. Dopamine is not the reward. Read that again. Dopamine is not the reward. Dopamine is the anticipation of reward. Your brain doesn't release dopamine when you get what you want. It releases dopamine when it predicts something good is coming. That means the chemical that drives all human behavior, motivation, focus, desire, discipline, is completely trainable. You're not waiting for willpower to arrive. You're waiting to retrain what your brain anticipates. This is what a real dopamine detox does. Not the version where you sit in a dark room doing nothing. That's not a detox. That's just deprivation. A real dopamine reset removes the cheap sources, the ones that pay out instantly with no cost, and reintroduces the hard sources as the primary reward. Slowly, systematically, irreversibly. Think about it like this. Your reward system is a bank. Right now, it's been accepting pennies all day. Scroll, ping, clip, ping. So when a $1,000 moment arrives, a real achievement, a real challenge, a real result, your system doesn't even recognize it as currency. The dopamine detox resets the baseline. It makes your brain hunger aware again. If this is landing, subscribe, because the next part is where the protocol actually lives. Here's what the science shows about the timeline. The first 24 hours of removing cheap dopamine sources, your brain rebels. Restlessness, irritability, the urge to reach for the phone. This isn't a sign you're doing it wrong. This is the withdrawal of a genuine chemical dependency. By day 2, something quiets. The noise drops. And for the first time in a long time, a simple task feels interesting. Not exciting, not euphoric, just interesting. That quiet interest, that's your real dopamine system waking up. So here's what you do. Tonight, not a 30-day overhaul, not a complete lifestyle restructure. One protocol. For the next 24 hours, remove every cheap dopamine source before noon. No social media before noon. No YouTube before noon. No news, no entertainment, no passive consumption. Nothing that pays you without cost. In that window, do one hard thing first. It doesn't matter what. Read 5 pages, go for a run, write for 15 minutes. The task isn't the point. The rewiring is. Because every time you do the hard thing first, before the easy reward, you're teaching your brain a new equation. Hard equals what comes before good. Discipline equals the path to dopamine. And slowly, over days and weeks, discipline stops feeling like punishment. It starts feeling like hunger satisfied. But here's what no program will tell you. The first time you do this and it doesn't feel good, that's not failure. That's your brain's old wiring resisting replacement. Stay in it. Because somewhere on the other side of the discomfort is a version of you whose brain craves the hard thing. Not tolerates it, craves it. You're not someone who can't be disciplined. You're someone whose reward system was trained on the wrong inputs. And tonight, you start the retraining. Subscribe, not for me, for the version of you whose brain is already changing. And drop one word in the comments right now. The word is rewired. Because saying it is the first signal your brain receives that something has shifted. NeuroElevate. Elevate your mind, elevate your life.